Now, I don't know whether I am live already with you people on YouTube. I'm Sister Vassa, by the way, if this is working. I am broadcasting to you on Saturday morning live from New York today, from my parents' home. It happens to be the morning of Christmas Eve. Now, I'm still wondering whether I am already live. Now, I think that I am not, actually. Go live. Can somebody perhaps message me if I'm already live? To start streaming, start your encoder. Oh, Stephen Anderson is on. Okay, hello, Stephen Anderson. Now, I've been waiting to say this. I'm Sister Vassa, by the way, if you didn't hear the beginning of that. I've been waiting to say, live from New York, it's Saturday morning. So, as I've said, my friends, it's Christmas Eve morning, according to the older calendar in my parents' home. And for some of you, it is the great feast of Theophany, you new calendar zillions. And yet others of you have the feast of the Three Kings today, the adoration of the Magi. And for others of you, it's simply Saturday. We do have at least one viewer from Israel, so I'm giving a shout out to Dina and saying Shabbat Shalom to her, because we have people watching all over the world. So my dad happens to have come downstairs just now, and unwittingly, he is going to become part of our podcast. I asked him if he would greet the zillions, my beloved dad, who's ready for church. We have a big church service Christmas Eve morning. You know, there's a tradition in our church anyway to strictly fast until the appearance of the first star. That is the tradition for Christmas Eve. Now, the interpretations of what the first star is can vary according to, from family to family. But as you see behind me, the table is set for Christmas Eve, for the evening, when more family will show up. Anyway, my poor dad is sitting here waiting to greet you. He has been kind enough. Let me take the computer over. Now, I have a 14-second delay, so I am not sure what you're seeing right now. Pop, you can just sit.
Okay.
But here's my old dad. His name is Father George Laren. Do you want to say hello?
Greetings, yes. My Matushka Catherine delighted to have our youngest daughter.
Wait, I think I'm not showing the camera properly. Can you? I hope you guys can see my dad. I'm sorry. We have a 14-second delay. Like I said. Okay, Papa, you go on.
And we're so delighted to have our daughter with us in the house that she was born and lived in for so many years. And I'd like to greet all of you with this wonderful feast that we have every year that we can celebrate. It's such a joy, the coming of our Lord into our life. So God bless you, and it's so good to talk to you.
And Theophany, some of them have Christiania today.
And Theophany today. Those of you that are celebrating this other great feast, God bless you all also.
Thanks, Pop. Thank you, Pop. Okay, so that's my dad. He's waiting to go off to church, and he's always reading his prayers, actually, and I have been sort of disturbing him, I have to say. Pop. So here I am. I want to show you people, I'll just share with you that when I come home, I'm very grateful in this house where I was born in Nyack, New York, to have all of these blessings of the, also external trimmings of a feast. And it still means a lot to me, not just the bells and smells in church, but indeed the smells in the home, and even setting up the table. And, recently a concerned mom asked me, to share some of my thoughts, on the basis of my own upbringing of teaching faith to children. And now that I find myself back in my family's home, I would like to say that I know how incredibly important it is to foster one's own faith, but also the faith of children, also through very seemingly purely external things, the gifts on Christmas that a child awaits with a certain, eagerness that adults might not have anymore. Even getting, if one can afford it, we were able to do this in my childhood, although we were not wealthy. But my mother would get us a new Christmas dress. She has three daughters. That was a big thing, when I was a teenager, and getting a nice dress was especially important to me. Obviously, it still is, but it was a little bit different then. I had to go shopping for it, and so my mom would get us a new Christmas dress, and that would color the atmosphere of the feast. Anyway, so it's not only what is said to a child during the 40 minutes of catechism that they get a week, but certainly actions that adults take to prepare a feast speak louder often than some of the words that the kids will hear about the feast. Anyway, I see that many of you are on here, so, I haven't done this without Rob, not on YouTube anyway, so I'm going to try to keep up with your comments, which I haven't been keeping up with. So let me say, my dear friends, and thank you for showing up at this inconvenient time, certainly inconvenient in New York, where, by the way, it's freezing cold. So who's saying hi? Stephen Anderson. I think I've already mentioned you. Hello, Stephen. Cherry Chapman. Hello. She says, Christmas blessings from Paris. Oh, Paris. Well, she says, looks beautiful chez toi. Well, it is indeed beautiful, Cherry Chapman. Let me show you people a little bit of this elaborate Christmas decoration at the table, for example. My mother spent a lot of time, you see, with the flower arrangement. It was actually my job to set the table. Now, because I have this delay on my video, I'm not sure you can see, but you see there's this spode, these dishes where everything is Christmas tree themed. There's the excuse me if I'm shaking the computer, but there's the plate, you see. There's even this glass with, these, I suppose they're wine glasses, I'm not sure. But I had to set the table and do this correctly with my mother, keeping track of whether I'm doing it correctly. Then there are these little Christmas tree napkin whatever frames that my mother's friend made for her. She is now deceased. Marina, God rest her soul. She recently died, actually. But, we remember some of our deceased also on a great feast. So see, there's the beautifully set table. I had to iron the tablecloth, which was quite a feat, I have to say. If I did one good thing this feast, I suppose it was helping my mother with that. My friends, this is the icon corner in that my father always keeps a lamp burning before. One second. Again, I'm sorry about the delay in the camera, but I think I'm showing you the icon corner. My father actually takes care to have the flame from the Holy Fire in Jerusalem. He has that, it is brought every year to our parish church, and he takes it from there, and it's important to him. As you see, there's these letters that he doesn't take down after Easter that say the XB stands for it's actually Cyrillic letters, Christos Voskresie, Christ is risen. And it used to only be up at Easter, but, we have it up all year now. Lisa Dominic said, good morning, sister. Hello, Lisa. And Bob K says, good morning. Sorry I'm getting to your guys' comments a little late. And do you see the cuckoo clock behind me? That's just there. I'm sorry my dad left and some of you people said hello to him, but I'll tell him later. Catherine Suter says, hi, Father Laren. Sorry, people, that I didn't tell him when you said it. Anastasia Nikoloudakis, of course. Hello, Anastasia. You're saying good morning to Father George, and you said that we can see you both. Again, I'm late. Sorry. This is technically challenging for me, my friends, without my assistance in Vienna, Austria. Guyane, Yavorsky is saying, hello, sister. It's great to see you again. Well, you as well. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Julie Lucky is with us again. Good morning from Front Royal, Virginia. Hello, Julie. Thanks for joining us at this ungodly hour. Well, it is a godly hour, actually, considering all of the holy layers of this date, right, for all calendars. Richard Gratzinger is with us. Good morning, sister and father. Sorry, my father's gone upstairs now. He has to leave for church soon. We have, this morning, I said it's a big service. There will be first the reading through of the hours. We had the royal hours yesterday because Christmas falls on a Sunday this year. So there's a certain misplacement of the usual services, which is complicated. Only for you Typicon buffs, I would explain it, but I won't. Now, Helen D. Mosca saying good morning. Hello, Helen. Sorry, my dad is gone. She says, hello, Sister Vassa and father. Now, Danica83 is saying, Hristos родился, greetings from Serbia. Greetings to Serbia from the United States, where, by the way, my beloved viewers, it is extremely cold. I don't know if you've heard. Let's see. Oh, well, the sun is actually shining right into this window, but I don't know if you can see my parents' balcony or porch here. It's a little bit of a mess right now because they don't really use it in the winter, but can you see all of the snow? Or is it too bright? I don't know. I'm trying to show you so that you can get an idea of what it's like here in New York. But what you can't see is how windy and it's terribly cold. I think it's like, at this point, maybe 2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is way below 0 Celsius. So anyway, that wasn't a very pretty picture, but I showed you what I could. Who else is with us here? Sorry, I'm missing people's comments. Georgios Zosimidis is saying hello. Hello, Georgios. Chronio Pola, whatever, you're probably celebrating Theophany. I don't know. Lisa Dominic is saying, Nyack, I'm from Mawa. I was christened in Spring Valley at the tiny Ukrainian Orthodox Church. Well, hello to Lisa, and it's good to hear that you're from these parts. Beth Miller is saying, good morning, Sister Vassa. Hello, Beth. Good morning. And a happy feast to you, whatever you're celebrating. Catherine is saying that dresses were special to you, too. My Aunt Anka, says Catherine, made identical ones for me and my sister. Yeah, we had that, too. We were 3 girls, and so sometimes we had 3 identical dresses. I was the smallest one of the sisters. Anyway, who cares about that, right? So listen, Andis... Cherry Chapman is saying magnificent table settings and decor, blessed with the icons and holy flame. Indeed, it is beautiful here, right? What can you say? And then my father always gets my mother huge bouquets. See, these are the poinsettias. I think everybody does those for Christmas, right? Can anybody see? See, it's hard for me to direct this camera properly since I have this delay on the camera. So bear with me, my friends. I won't make this too long, though. You know what I didn't show you yet, though? Wait, let me get your comments as I'm doing this. As you see, the sun has risen, and so it's quite bright in here. Wait, you know what I'm trying to show you? One second. The Christmas tree. We have a beautiful little... This my mother did before I got here. See, I told her I'd decorate the Christmas tree, but she thought that my flight would be canceled because last minute we had this snowstorm in New York. So she thought, oh, she better do it herself. She's quite a workhorse, actually, my mother. I'm exhausted if I just try to follow her around every day. But anyway, I tried to help her a bit. See that? Do you see the pretty Christmas tree? And there's, it's a little dark, I realize, but there are the gifts under the Christmas tree. We did a lot of gift wrapping yesterday. Can you? Now it's totally dark, right, my friends? But anyway, you might see some gifts. I don't know. All right, sorry, the lighting is not ideal here. It's sort of it's the passageway between the kitchen and the dining room, obviously. Let me get to some of your comments, my beloved zillions. Oleg Organov, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is saying Hristos рождается. Greetings from Nikolaev, Ukraine. Well, greetings to you too, Ukraine. Slavite его, you guys say, right? When people say Hristos рождается, I like to just say Slavite, because that's the way the Irmos of the first ode of the Christmas canon goes. All right. Andis Taxas says, good morning, sister. Good morning, Andis. Can't believe I'm actually up this early. It's me. Oh, Ami. It's Ami or Amy, right? Hello, Amy. Amy or Ami. I don't think I ever learned how to pronounce your name correctly, but it's good to see you again, my friend. Now I can't see my video at all. Can you guys still see me? All right. Listen, what am I missing here? Anastasia is saying, that's okay, Sister Vassa, for being a bit late with the comments today. That live chat seems to be popping today. Blessed feast. Well, blessed feast to you too, my wonderful Anastasia. Catherine Suter says, we can see it. It looks like Philly. I guess you're talking about the outdoors that I was showing you a few minutes ago. Anastasia, I don't know which Anastasia this is now, but it is in Russian. Дорогая сестра Васа, счастливого Рождества и года вам и родителям. Well, she is greeting us on the occasion of the Nativity and the New Year to me and my parents. Thank you, Anastasia. Anastasia, спасибо вам и вас также с Рождеством Христовым и с Новым годом, дорогая Anastasia. Annie Claudius is here. Hello, Annie. I'm glad you're with us again. Hi, sister. I'm here with the... something is blocking my view now. I am here... Sorry, Annie. With the kids. Hello, kids. Hello, little kids. Now, yes, it's very cold, she says. We're all huddled together. Blessed Nativity. To you as well, my friend. You know, it is cold here. It's even cold in the house a little bit. It's an old house. Can everybody see this beautiful house with the woodwork and everything? But it's old and it's not really, insulated well. Uh-oh. Is my video getting frozen? I think I'm having a problem with the filming, am I? Uh-oh. I hope that... I'm sorry. Tell me, everybody, are we okay with the video? Can everybody still see this? Catherine is saying beautiful home. Oh, Nate Wattle is with us. Greeting you and the family, not to mention the zillions, from Santa Fe, New Mexico, on the 112th anniversary of statehood. Okay, Helen DeMosca's telling me everything looks good. All right, good. Video looks okay to Anastasia as well. All right, so, my friends, let me just share a few thoughts with you, just to leave you with a few thoughts. Is that all right? I know it's fun. I've shown you what I will show you of my parents' house. Oh, well, my mother was telling me yesterday. I'll just show you a little detail in this corner. She's like, she goes, it is just pathetic how much booze we have. She says we have so much alcohol because everyone's always bringing us a bottle. I said, well, that's how we know you're not alcoholics, actually, in your case, because it just accumulates. We even have, the basement is full of bottles as well. So it's always been like this. My parents actually have, they've always been very hospitable, and it's the house of the priest. Now my father's retired, but we always had people over and bishops over, and they have 3 refrigerators, my parents. One, a big one in the kitchen, then they have a huge, big freezer in the basement, plus another freezer with refrigerator, to be well stocked, for any guests, whether expected or not. And another wonderful thing I'll tell you about my parents that I never really thought about when I was a child, they always have actual strangers at the table at any great feast. My mother will go to the old people's home and, bring over 1 or 2 lonely elderly people that we don't know. And I remember thinking, who is this time, Now, she never really explained it. She brings someone in always, so that it's not just, immediate family, that somebody who's, or we would have like a single mom, with her kids over, that my mother would just invite, after the service. Just sometimes somebody spontaneously. Now I find this very moving because my parents aren't self-conscious about their way of life. They just sort of live, they live orthodoxy, really. They wouldn't want me to talk about them this way, but I find this very inspiring because, it's also a generational thing. I think we're more self-conscious about things, and I think also about parenting, Anyway, let me share another thought with you. Oh, wait, let me just see what you people are saying to me. Glory to God from Kutawa, Kentucky, Eric Nelson says. Hello, Eric Nelson. Indeed, glory be to God on this holy day for everybody, It's a holy day for you, even if it's just Saturday, right? Dina, by the way, it's a holy day for you on the Latin calendars, celebrating the three kings who come to adore the child who comes into our midst to become the God-man. I mean, to grow up into the God-man. He's already the God-child. I don't want somebody to think I am preaching Nestorianism here. But what's the big deal about the adoration of the three kings, everybody, is that already there we see that he is expanding his elect, so to say, to the Gentiles. You see, because the three kings, the so-called three kings, the Magi, right? I magi, it simply says in the Greek. We don't even know that there are only three, but that's how tradition has it. But the expansion of God's call from just the chosen people in the Old Testament, when he was preparing humanity through this seed, through the chosen people, now he's opening the doors wide open and doing what he intended to do according to his plan, to save all humanity. And so a foreshadowing of that is already the adoration of the Magi. Now, just to mention, however and whatever we're celebrating today, I came across this morning, just wanted to share with you. Sorry, do we want to discuss the comments? We will. There's just a few more here. I was struck this morning, my friends, just want to share it with you because it struck my fancy. I happened to read the beginning of chapter 14 of John. I read the Gospels consecutively, and that happened to be the part I was up to. And, I was thinking, because on Facebook, when I had just yesterday shared photos of this preparation going on in my parents' home for the feast, there was some discussion of, what are the fasting rules for Christmas Eve and whether one fasts and all of this stuff, and a little bit of, critical voices. I don't know, I mentioned something about having shellfish but not fish. There are these specific rules of our Typicon. And somebody scoffed at it and said, oh, shellfish, this expensive food, and, it's better to eat hot dogs because they're cheap, and that's real fasting. Well, I simply thought, when I read at the beginning of the Gospel according to John, we do, as Christians, right now I'm not going to speak about the non-Christians, but as we are given, according to our vocation, to glorify God and to have a connection with him, we're grateful that we have that way. And I think it's nice when we don't scoff at somebody else's way of doing it, right? And be grateful, however imperfect, warts and all, our tradition may be. There's something beautiful about being given a way by our parents, and not to scoff at the way somebody else either fasts or doesn't fast, right? So to get to that verse that moved me this morning in John 14, 1-2, My dad has come back. I think I'm disturbing his usual schedule, but he's fine. His computer happens to be here, and he does his work here. Yeah, so the beginning of John 14 is, let your hearts not be troubled. Believe in God and believe also in me, says Christ. In my Father's home there are many dwelling places or rooms. If it were not so, would I have said to you that I am going to prepare a way for you, and so on? So that part, Pop, ты можешь эту музыку сделать? Спасибо вам. So, there are many mansions in his Father's home, and we should not let our hearts be troubled whatever way that we find, either as single people or as parents or as children of certain parents, right? That we do connect with him, I think, is the point, right? So let our hearts not be troubled this holiday season, my beloved friends, right? There's a lot of abundant grace and blessing poured out upon us, I think. Whatever we are given, right? Whether we are given something special, or even if we're alone, maybe we're called to give of ourselves in a way that other people can't. So Catherine is saying, yeah, that's a lovely thing for your parents to do. It is, right? And this Taxis has said, my goodness, beautiful home and table. Looks like your mother has created a beautiful Orthodox haven, or should I say heaven. By the way, you have pronounced Ami correctly. Okay, thanks, Ami. I'm relieved, because, I'm usually bad with names. I'm sorry. Being bad with names, by the way, is usually the mark of an egotist, so there it is. But I'll try. I will try. I do try to improve that. Anyway, Catherine says, oh no, I read your comment already. Andis is saying, tell your mom tons of alcohol is great. A woman after my own heart. That's what Ami's saying again. My Byzantine church has tons for us too, which they have no problem setting out for us. All right, Ami, I will pass that on. Anastasia says, спасибо за сеанс связи с вашей аудиторией. Пожалуйста. Мне тоже это весело. She's saying thanks for having this sitting with your, public or your audience. Catherine is saying, Catherine Suter, we have lots of food and alcohol in our house. My dad and mom taught us to always have more so people who visit will have everything they want. If there's something we don't have, we will buy it. Well, good for you guys, Catherine. Stephen Anderson says, I know I have my share of warts. All right. Oh, Yvonne is with us. Yvonne from Luxembourg. Hello, Yvonne. I don't think I've seen you yet. Amen, she says. Lovely thoughts, and what a lovely tribute to your parents. Well, I hope so. I love them dearly. And this evening, my brother's family will be joining us. And then tomorrow, in addition to my brother's family, my sister, my middle sister, Natasha, who lives on Long Island, will come with hers. And on Christmas Day, after the Divine Liturgy, because, there's also a big vigil this evening, so it's a busy day. That's why a lot of this preparation was done yesterday, because after this morning's service, which will go, because it's a Saturday, we will have, in connection with first the hours, the Tipika, then the Vespers will be combined on this special day, also like on Holy Saturday, with Divine Liturgy. Now, usually it would be the Liturgy of St. Basil on Christmas Eve morning. But because Christmas falls on a Sunday, it's different. So we have it reversed. St. John Chrysostom Liturgy today, and then St. Basil tomorrow. That's confusing, I know. And then this evening, beginning at 6:30, big vigil of, the Christmas feast of the Nativity. That will be with great Compline at the beginning. And we sing very solemnly, God with us, S nami Bog, is proclaimed, because this is considered, as the church reads it, a prophecy God with us, Emmanuel, right? Proclaimed in this special service. So tomorrow after Divine Liturgy, the whole family gets together. One of my siblings will not be with us. She is in London. It's just the way it is. We're spread out across the globe. But we will have the breaking of the fast, so everything is allowed. That's what it says. Разрешение на вся, which is, there's a lot of jokes about that, of course. My mother has cooked up a storm. All of the refrigerators are full of various meats and sausages and everything. So that we will have tomorrow after Divine Liturgy. And then, everybody's actually quite musical and musically gifted. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration. But we will have lots of Christmas carols that the whole family sings. Strangely, sometimes that sort of pours into other kinds of songs, like all sorts of old Russian, folk songs and White Army nationalistic songs because of my heritage. Anyway, I can go on and on. Did anyone else say anything? Yes. Merry Christmas from London, says Zdumek. Thank you. It's good to hear from London. Ivan says, hi, Sister Vassa. I am a latecomer as I had to take my son to the train station. Could you remember him on January 10th? He has exams at university. Well, what's his name, Ivan? I know God knows his name, but it's easier for me to remember if you tell me his name. God bless your son and his exams, my friend. All right? So, где почитать ваши богословские труды? Anastasia is asking where to find my theological works. Well, her name is Monachina. She is Nun Anastasia. Hello, Mother Anastasia. Listen, go to our website, which reminds me, I should tell you where to find our website, okay? You can find my bibliography there for Mother Anastasia who wants to know about that. Let me just find how to do this, all right? Rob's not with me like I told you. And where is it? One second. See, I know that there's a way for me to post the... One second. There's a way I can post a button, but now I can't find it. Let me see how to do this. There it is. Okay, everybody, look. Here is the link to my... First, I'll give you the link to sign up for our audio podcasts, okay? Those of you who are new to this, we have an online mission that is completely independent. Nobody supports us except for you people, okay? So go and subscribe if you can. It's only $5 a month, okay? My crew and I, usually I'm in Vienna, Austria, we make weekly audio podcasts that are informative about whatever's going on in the church calendar or various spiritual, scriptural topics, theological topics. So if you go to this link that I've put up here now, www.patreon.com/Sister Vassa, try it out. You could always unsubscribe, okay? But you'll also get access, if you subscribe as a bonus subscriber, to our Divine Liturgy course. Lately, I haven't made that regularly, the liturgy videos, but we will have that up for you when I get back to Vienna, the next Divine Liturgy video. We already have 23, and I have been working on the 24th one. Very informative and also, hopefully, fun, inspiring, not boring course, in much detail about our Divine Liturgy, okay? So you can learn more if you have no idea what's going on at Divine Liturgy. All right, that's my area of expertise, is liturgiology. But like I said, we also have audio podcasts. So support us, sign up. Like I said, you could always unsubscribe, but we need your support, okay? This is where you find the audio podcast and Divine Liturgy videos. Now, if you want to just find, like Mother Anastasia does, my bibliography and information on where to find my works, well, you can go here. One second. Let me put up... Do you see the second link? Let me just take off that one. This is the link to our website. www.coffeewithsistervassa.com. Okay? There you can find all sorts of things. What kinds of videos we have. We have catechetical programs available to everybody. That's free. Our Coffee with Sister Vassa videos. We have a gift shop where you can get a calendar for 2018, beautiful wall calendar illustrated by our artist, Rob, who's usually here on this podcast with me, Saturday morning live. We sell coffee mugs. We sell materials on little USB sticks with our logo on them, so you can get sets of videos about female saints, about, say, the service of Vespers, videos about it, what it's about. Audio podcasts also, or the Divine Liturgy course, already its first 2 parts, available on USB sticks if you want to learn or teach about that topic. Anyway, you could check it all out here at this link to our website. All right, I'm going to have to go, okay? My dad, I see, is still in preparation for this morning. Our service this morning begins at 8:30, and we live very near the church, so there are still a few minutes to go before we leave into the cold, very cold in New York. So this has been live from New York, my dear friends, Saturday morning live. And one second. Stephen Anderson is recommending our audio podcasts. He's saying, Sisters Patreon podcasts are great and well worth your money. Thanks for that, Stephen. Cole Layer, yay, first time I catch this live. Merry upcoming Christmas. Cole Jer or Yer, hello, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Merry Christmas, Merry upcoming Christmas, if your old calendar, to you as well, or a blessed theophany, okay? Yvonne is saying the best $5 she ever spent. Thank you, Yvonne. Hiro Kame is here saying hi from Japan. Glad to notify me. Hello, Hiro. Catherine Suter is saying she misses celebrating Russian Christmas and singing the carols. Well, I think we can sing the carols on any calendar, right? Hopefully. Catherine, take heart. Just FYI, says Anastasia, the links Sister are showing, as well as the ones down in the description of this video, are not clickable. Good for saying that. Thank you, Anastasia. The links are not clickable, so don't just click. You're going to have to write them down. Is that clear, everybody? So, check out that link that I put up. That's our website. You could also see a sample, hear a sample audio podcasts at this website, okay? If you go to podcasts, click on podcasts, all right? So you can check out if you're even interested in these podcasts. And you'll see a whole list of them. We have 170 of these podcasts. If you sign up just for $5, you get access to all those audio podcasts. You know, maybe some of you don't listen to audio podcasts, right? But they're very handy. You know, you could listen to them while you're stuck in traffic on your way to work. You can listen to them on the treadmill if you do that, if you work out in the morning or some other time. You could listen if you're taking the train to work, right? On your headphones. So or you could listen when you're doing something else around the house, cleaning the house, doing the laundry, or just going to bed, right? Or cooking, or whatever you do at home. You could listen, all right? So, hi, Father Laren, says Catherine, again. Good morning, Father, says Stephen Anderson. Richard Gratzinger says hello to us. I don't think my dad could hear us at this point, but he's busy doing his thing. Julie Lucky says again, oh, I'm sorry, these are old comments. Sorry, everybody. So, Anastasia is saying, я приветствую вас из Ставрополя, если помните, а у нас снега нет. So she's from Stavropol. Yes, I do remember you. So, everybody, I'm just checking if I missed any comments here. Sorry, don't get mad at me if I did, because, you know, I'm doing this alone today without my trusty sidekick, Rob. So, everybody, listen. Lisa Dominic says that sister has a spy cam in my home. I'm doing laundry. Okay. Merry Christmas to you and your family, says Helen Di Mosca. To you as well if you're celebrating today. All right, everybody. I have to go, and it's lovely to chat with you. Next week, I'll be back in Vienna, Austria, and this video will be regular time, okay? That means 2 hours later than this. Usually, our Saturday morning live video is here on YouTube. By the way, you should subscribe to our YouTube channel, Coffee with Sister Vassa, so that you get notified about new videos, all right? So anyway, usually it's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually this video is 9:30 New York time and 3:30 p.m. Vienna time. All right, anyway, I'll be headed back to Vienna across the ocean this Monday, so the day after tomorrow, after I celebrate the Lord's Nativity here in Nyack, New York. So let me just leave you with the words of the hymns we're singing today, all right? Because I haven't mentioned Theophany too much, let me just read to you the Troparion hymn of Theophany for you new calendar people, all right? If you're, I don't know if you're going to church or not, but if you are, or not, I'll read the hymn of the feast you're celebrating today. When you, O Lord, were baptized in the Jordan, the worship of the Trinity was made manifest, for the voice of the Father bore witness to you, and called you his beloved Son, and the Spirit, in the form of a dove, confirmed the truthfulness of his word. O Christ our God, you have revealed yourself and have enlightened the world. Glory to you. So see, enlightenment is a very important leitmotif of both these feasts that we're celebrating today, both Theophany on the new calendar and what my family is celebrating today, today and tomorrow, our Lord's Nativity. He brings light. He says, I am the light, right? It's not various esoteric, new agey, stuff that invented enlightenment. Certainly not. The source of light and the theme of enlightenment is the biggest one in Christianity, because various forms of darkness are overcome in the way of light. That is the way of what? Of the cross, right? Walking through things. That is what is meant by trampling death by death, right? Not by avoiding it. Christ walks through it. That's why we can in him, right? Because his life-creating self, because he's the source of life as God himself, right? His life-creating self cannot have been held by death. As St. Peter says on the great day of Pentecost, death could not hold him. That's why in communion with him, death can't hold us, right? Darkness does not have the last word. We can trample it. We can walk through it. We're not afraid of it. We're not afraid of human existence or human death anymore, right? So in Christ, in letting him into the picture and on a daily basis leading a God-reliant life, turns everything around, right? Turns everything around no matter what's going on externally, right? Doesn't mean everything's always easy peasy. Am I being preachy now? I really am, right? And my dad's behind me, and he's a priest, but here I am preaching away. I can't help it, my friends. It's sort of this thing that I do. So anyway, listen, Nativity Troparion, all right? I am going. Is anybody listening still? Have you abandoned me? I'm just going to read the Troparion of the Nativity, so we have that to take with us, all right? So for those of us celebrating our Lord's birth today, here we go. This is the main hymn. Your nativity, O Christ our God, has shown to the world the light of knowledge, tophos, totis gnosios. Some people translate the light of wisdom, but that's not the word used here. Gnosis is the Greek word in the original. Anyway, so, for by it, by the light of knowledge, those who worship the stars were taught by a star to adore you, the Son of righteousness, the Son, S-U-N, ton ilion tis dikaiosinis. and to know you, the Orient from on high. O Lord, glory to you. So here are those who worship the stars, the Magi, that you on the Latin calendars are celebrating today, right? Their adoration. Anyway, all of us, everybody, I hope we're all together today in spirit in worshiping our Lord, who appears to us, yes, in Bethlehem or at the River Jordan today, to immerse himself in our world. And he immerses himself in the waters of the Jordan to show us that he has not hesitated to enter into our whole deal, into the full, also material side of human existence, because water is in all living things. So his entering into our whole deal goes very far. Is his baptism in the Jordan, his full baptism, the one that he brings us? No. Does that shock you? It shouldn't, right? Our baptism is made possible because of his death and burial in the ground and overcoming it all in his resurrection. We participate not in the baptism in the Jordan, right? He says to the disciples, the baptism with which I am to be baptized, you will also be baptized with. He's talking about the baptism of his death. So what he's doing now at the Jordan is a step in that direction, all right? But it's not the whole story. All right. Anyway, I hope I didn't confuse anyone. Glory be to God. Christ is born, and he is baptized in the Jordan indeed by John the Baptist. And thank you to God for all of these wonderful feasts, and that we may participate in them together. I love all you people. I'm saying goodbye. This has been Saturday Morning Live from New York this time, and we'll be back in Vienna next Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Merry Christmas, or Chronio Pola, Happy Feast, whichever one you're celebrating. All right, I'm signing off now, if I can figure out how to do that, because I'm technically challenged here. Let me see where I can sign off. All right, goodbye, everybody. I love you. Thank you for all your support. Sign up for our audio podcast, okay? I'm going. 1 second. I am going. 1 second. This is our Patreon link. Here I go. I'm stopping the streaming. Bye.